Water is one of the few things among the basic necessity of life that one has to make use of in everyday activities. Apparently, availability of water has serious positive impact on the lives of all living organisms. It has therefore become imperative for any responsible government and all stakeholders to accord priority towards the provision of potable drinking water to its people. It is necessary for the water provided to be clean, purified, and free from any contamination so as to make it safer for drinking and other domestic uses. In Katsina State, where the larger percentage of the people resides in rural communities, lack of adequate and potable drinking water remains a major source of concern to governments at all levels. Records indicate that lack of this basic commodity is affecting the socio-economic status of these communities in many parts of the state. Sometimes outbreak of diseases such as cholera, gastroenteritis, typhoid fever, pneumonia, skin rashes, and other related diseases are said to be connected to lack of access to potable water supply. But now, the administration of Aminu Bello Masari in Katsina State is rising to the challenges and taking all measures through collaboration to stem the tide and curb the menace posed by lack of potable water across the state. In its effort towards curtailing this ugly situation, different approaches have been adopted by various stakeholders depending on the priority they attached towards solving the myriads of water problems across the state. Governor Aminu Bello Masari has made provision of potable drinking water and improved sanitation and hygiene as one of the priorities and cardinal objectives of his administration.
About 50% of diseases are normally waterborne diseases. Using stream, open stream, water untreated, or even these shallow wells in some communities that are not safe for drinking. And again, you find some communities have to travel more than 1 kilometer to fetch water. In the process, a lot of contamination takes place. And if you can reduce, even if it is by half the distance, you have saved time, money, and energy. And we also realize that the problem of fetching water outside immediate environment is affecting school attendance and school enrollment, especially at the primary school level, which is the foundation. So without water, life will not exist. And if we are able to provide safe drinking water for both domestic use and other uses, like I said earlier, we'll be cutting 50% of the cost of medication. And you can see the man-hour being lost due to sickness that is preventable or avoidable. So water is very important. Water is life, without which there won't be life. And even if there is untreated and healthy water, it affects the life itself. So that's why we give priority to water, especially within the rural and semi-urban and urban centers as a whole.
Thanks to the governor's passion and background as experienced and professional waterman, there is no gainsaying the fact that the water sector has continued to receive the maximum attention it deserves from the administration.
So basically, and we improved. They say, okay, let's start. Every member of the house from each ward, we will bring 10 broken down boreholes, and they were repaired. And along the line, we constructed 796 new boreholes, and we constructed 105 solar powered boreholes across the state. That was in the last 6 months. I'm sure so many might have been added by now.
Numerous water supply projects have been executed in many nooks and crannies across the state by the state government in collaboration with some international development partners. These includes provision of hand pumps and solar-powered boreholes to rural communities, as well as in social institutions like schools and health centers across the state. Similarly, all in its determined effort to improve water supply, the state government embarked on massive borehole repair exercise, under which several hand pumps as well as solar-powered boreholes were repaired and handed over to the benefiting communities. One of the agencies saddled with the responsibility for providing potable water to rural communities in Katsina State is the state's Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency, popularly known as RWASA. RWASA has come up with an effective community participation and system of ownership to ensure sustainability of all the facilities provided. The move is to address the past experiences where several water projects were left neglected without adequate care, which often led to breakdown of the facilities, thereby taking the communities back to the era of water hardship.
The responsibility of this agency is to work the communities in trying to mobilize them from the inception of even the project, that is the conceptual, when we want to start if it is borehole drilling, even during the geophysical survey, our community mobilization staff move with the water and sanitation and water supply and sanitation department of the agency to this community, mobilizing them to take responsibility of this project when it's completed. And we try to establish what we call water sanitation and hygiene committees, that is WashComs, within these communities that are benefiting for this our project. And we try to hand over these facilities to them, and we link them up with a supply chain of all these spare parts that they may likely need in trying to operate and maintain that facilities, because we identify what we call local area mechanics within this locality, and we link them up with this community, and this local area mechanic have been linked with the supply chain where they will get genuine spare parts.
The RWASA's Community Mobilization and Public Relations Department ensures that every benefiting community is properly sensitized and mobilized on full participation and ownership of water projects executed for its benefits.
We mobilize the benefiting communities wherever we have a we drill a borehole, or we go there, we form what is called WASHCOM committee, WASHCOM Water and Sanitation Committee. It comprises of the community members there, and we are charged with all the responsibility of taking the maintenance and operation of that borehole, repairs, whatever it is, they are in charge of it.
So from the geophysical survey, we determine the depths of the borehole to be drilled, and then we send in our team of drillers. They construct a borehole. After the borehole has been constructed, that is when we go for the pumping test. Pumping test basically determines the amount of water you can extract from that borehole. There is a certain yield, maybe from 0.2, approximately 0.4 or 0.5 liters per second. We install a hand pump borehole, and if we have adequate yields, that is a yield that can be sustained with a motorized scheme, that is when we install a solar pump, and we construct a tank and we do some limited reticulations. We basically opt for the solar option because of sustainability. It is easier to maintain, or basically it requires little or no maintenance at all.